I actually started making jewelry in '56. Wanted to teach. Somebody had been teaching before, so there was a pretty well-equipped studio. Doing a jewelry studio is not uncomplicated. You need tanks, you need buffing machines, you need spaces for people to work. But I did set it up in that back room, and I taught for 12 years. It was very, very satisfying. And I was on the board at the same time that I was doing. The Art Center was my place. We lived 3 blocks away. The Art Center is like my second home. I also started working at that time on Art in the Vineyard. And because I had done fairs like the Bellevue Art Fair and several others, I thought it would be interesting for the Art Center to do a similar project here. Because we go to Mexico every year, I'm really involved in that Day of the Dead. And I've done maybe 10 to 12 altars over the year. And I think it's a very exciting show for the community. I come from a background of art. My father was an art collector. I have a complicated history of being born in Germany and moving around until I came to the United States. My first jewelry class was in Cambridge. While I was in school there, I just decided to take one with a very renowned metalsmith, and that was the beginning. And I did a few really nice pieces in that class. And then I got married and we moved to Chapel Hill, and I was looking for a job, and I walked into a jeweler named Charles Hopkins of Chapel Hill and asked if he needed help. That was the beginning of an apprenticeship for a year and a half, where I made hundreds of pieces of jewelry and learned a huge amount from him. I love working with metal. I like the strength of it. I like the flexibility of it. I like the fact that if I'm working on a piece and something doesn't work, I almost always can change it. I like the hardness of the metal, and I like the flexibility of it. I do solder, so I hammer, forge, solder, decorate, use metal in many ways, and I work with a lot of stones, which I love. I have many, many, many more stones than I will ever use in my lifetime, and I still am not finished, because if I go to a gem show, there's no way I'm not going to buy something that appeals to me. I think being an artist in Eugene, for me, was very supportive. Partially because I have a clientele, and that makes a huge difference. So that I almost always know if I make something, my clientele will like it. I had a retrospective here, and I don't know how it came about, but I'm glad I did it when I did. I did it almost 20 years ago, because it was a huge amount of work. And it was at the Jacobs Gallery, and I worked with my colleagues. One of the things of working with jewelry is that you usually design it two-dimensionally, and when you make a piece, it's three-dimensional. So it's complicated. And you said, here, do you make mistakes? Well, I do make mistakes all the time. But again, then you're flexible, and you change your piece, and you just do something different than you thought you were going to. And that's also interesting, because what you thought you were going to make didn't necessarily turn out that way. When I finish a piece and I really like it, that's about the best feeling you can have.